Hello, good evening, welcome. Welcome to the Mr. Arsenal podcast. And tonight I have myself, Ange, and we have Ryan in the house. Nice to see you, Ryan. We have Emerson and also Seema's joining us tonight. Nice to meet you, Seema. I think I've seen you on that big Facebook group, haven't I?
Yes.
Yeah, great. And also, once again, it's great to have another female on and very much representing our women's players. So this is mainly what tonight's going to be based on. Probably we'll touch on the Champions League game next. And I will not go on about a certain goalkeeper.
We did win this week, so it's okay. You can't be happy.
Yeah. No, all wins. It's all good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Before I start, I've got to say a hello to Jackie and Brian. Is that right, Emerson? Can you hear me, Emerson? Right.
I think you're frozen on us, I think.
Okay. Well, and yes. Two people who tune in from Barbados, and they actually although they don't come in the chat, they tune in every week. So if you're here now, Jackie and Brian, thank you so much.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're from the sunny island from Barbados.
Lovely. Okay, so I thought we'd just do a bit of a recap because the other thing, Seema, is Ryan does a lot of watch-alongs and he does them for the women's shows as well. And you even do. Are you doing the Lionesses on Friday, Ryan?
I believe, I've got nothing planned for Friday in terms of anything Arsenal related.
Okay,
so,
I had to look up when they're playing actually. We'll come back on that one. Sorry, a quick recap of the Bristol City. I'm going to start with you, Seema. What was your take on that match?
Well, I only watched the highlights that day because I couldn't watch it live. But I found that, they were really gelling. So their passing was quite accurate. Mm-hmm. And I saw them different from last season. I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about it, but they what's the word I'm looking for? I made the notes and my book is in the back of the car.
Oh, don't worry.
So I wrote it all down. I've been on my nephew's trials. So
that's very important. So that's fine. I mean, sorry, I'm just going to pick up what you said there about obviously the players gelling because it has been disjointed and we got new players. We know why we got this big squad, and unfortunately, we got no Champions League. That is what it is, We move on from that. To a degree, I'm seeing gelling, but there's still some way to go. I think, I suppose a bit like Arsenal's men in a way. It's good that we got so many goal-scoring potential players. Yeah. We're not just reliant, are we? Oh, hi, Colonel. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're not just relying on your classic. We've got two number 9s, haven't we? We've got Stina. We've now got Alessia.
Yeah.
And I think Alessia is finding her feet. And I think she's going to really...
I think she settled into the team very well. I mean, and also it's so nice to have, our other two players back and, and easing them in as opposed to just throwing them in.
Well, you couldn't, could you? No, you really, really couldn't. But I think
they're raring to go.
Yeah, they really are. Jonas, I really like Jonas, and I think he drops enough subtle hints that we knew that Viv was going to get a little bit of game time. And but he's already said about Beth, it's very much managing her minutes because you can't throw her on the pitch for 90 minutes. You really can't. No way. But no, it's good to see those girls back. I must admit, I did we all got, because once again, Ryan was doing a watch along, and we all got very disheartened when we saw Rachel Fairness, Northern Irish player, get her goal. So that was, and you think, oh God, no, don't concede.
No.
But then, of course, who comes back?
I mean, obviously they're coming off the back. There's probably still pinching them, the fact that they got knocked out of the Champions League. So that's, and then the game previous to Bristol was also a little bit, disjointed, I would say.
Yeah.
And the fact, and even when they, they let Bristol get the goal back, I mean, what a goal it was, but still, that would have shook them a bit. But you know what? They can concentrate on the league. And I was listening. I was like, a couple of weeks back, and they straight away predicted that this Arsenal team is a lot stronger than last season, and they have the potential to finish. And then we're not even in the top 4 yet. So
that is an issue. Did I write that down? Because we're still currently 7th at the moment.
Yeah, 7th. Yeah.
Yeah, which is not so good, but we're hoping. And of course, now we've got the international break, which I'm actually finding rather annoying at the moment. But hey, but then to be fair, if the Lionesses get through, then it's all about the Olympics, isn't it? So there is a bigger goal on that one. Right, Ryan, just a quick recap of how you felt about that match.
Good start, as I was saying in the stream I did on Sunday. Yeah, it was a good start. We started with the intent. We showed our authority. We showed we were showing we were the superior team for once this season. Got the goal. Kate McCabe again only scores bangers, as she proved in this game twice.
Yeah, did you?
But my disappointment was for the game itself was once we got 1-0 up, they sort of took their foot off the gas and they allowed. It seemed for me they allowed Bristol City to have their say in the game and then come at our defence. And for the goal itself, I just thought there's so many times we could have cut that opportunity out before the ball even came in. It was I know we haven't got Leah back, and Amanda's only just arrived. Condena, who started on Sunday, she only just arrived. So they're taking time to gel to the new, not just the new teammates in the club, but the culture, the weather as well. Because obviously this time it'll still be nice and hot where they are. They used to be playing, etc. So it's just taking the new players is taking time, and they're leaning on the likes of in terms of defence, the likes of Lotta or Jen or Melissa to help guide them through. And at the moment, it's a bit wobbly, but I think I said this on Sunday as well. For me, Jonas needs to stop swapping every game the centre backs out. He needs to pick for now until Leah's back a consistent centre back partnership. Yeah. So they can together, whoever they are, can build the bond, the partnership, and we can hopefully start getting better and better before Leah gets back. Because, and then once Leah's back, gradually ease her in. You haven't got to worry about rushing her back, and then once she's back fully, you decide who is her partner. Then,
absolute consistency.
Until then, we need that consistency and that bond between our centre backs. We keep changing it every game. And there's no reason to. We're not in Champions League. Like you mentioned already, guys. We're not in Champions League this season. So there's no need for rotation in that sense. So just as it stands as well, one game a week. So just relax, play whoever you think is your best centre backs at this moment in time. Play them. Personally, I'd put Amanda and Lotta as the first two as it stands, just because you've got the experience of Lotta in terms of the WSL, Amanda overall experience in that aerial threat defensively and offensively, and just go from there. And obviously, your fullbacks will be your fullbacks in terms of Steph and minutes until further notice, unless he wants to put McCabe up there or back there. Sorry, but just a bit more consistency. Relax. Don't change it all the time. Certain things you need the spine itself, as we all know, anything, a spine is a spine, and you need it to be as consistent as possible. And I know, as I keep saying, I know Leah's not back yet, but until then, make use of what you've got and make it consistent, a consistent base for that. And whoever is the best at them too, when Leah gets back, form-wise, they're going to be her partner. So, but you need to have that until then. Otherwise, we've got Man. It doesn't get any easier, by the way, because we've got Man City, the league leaders, straight afterwards. So it doesn't get any easier. I know we're at home for that game in terms of is at Meadow Park, but you want some sort of stability in your spine as well. And I think that's not helping Zinsberger in goal as well, because she doesn't know who's going to be a part of the centre back. So then she doesn't know what their gameplay is and this, that, and the other, and she's second guessing.
But the international break's not going to help either.
No.
But it won't. Sorry, I'm going to be back. Sorry, I've got a kitty to feed. Just carry on talking about that. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah,
Sorry.
People know in this channel I can't stand international breaks. I loathe them for the men's and the women's. It's just, and especially this year with we had the Women's World Cup, and then we had our Champions League qualifying games, and before a ball's even kicked in terms of domestic football, we've had an international break, if you will.
Yeah.
And then we've had two games international break. We've come back for a couple more games, another international break. There's too many international breaks.
Too many.
It's just ridiculous. All for the money, basically, from the UEFA side of things.
It puts the players in confusions as well, because they're playing one way with the team and then one way with, on their international team, and then you think, well, where am I playing?
Exactly. That's not helping us either, because, as I say, we've had a big window as well. A lot of players have come in. A couple left, but a lot of players have come in, and they're looking to gel, but they ain't get the time to gel, because, as I say, it's just like a couple of games international. It's like you're getting mixed. It's like you're getting used to one system, you go to another way, and you come back. It's like back and forth. It's just UEFA and FIFA needed to use their heads this year, and they haven't. And it's really messing things up for everyone, not just us.
Well, it gets worse next year, doesn't it? Because of the Champions League and the increasing games and all that.
The Olympics as well next summer.
Yeah.
If we have a GB team for the girls, that's gonna be even harder for the girls coming back from that.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, Emerson. Obviously, you've been waiting patiently while I was waiting for Anne to come back. What was your thoughts about? What was your takeaway from Sunday?
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
If you can hear me clearly, because I know the internet's not all that good between the four of us. My view of the match was it was a sort of cagey first 20 minutes or so, and then, as I said, once we scored, I thought we would just go on and get a couple more, but obviously we conceded. But yet again, it was down to a set piece that we conceded, which is very unusual for Arsenal to concede goals from, thing like that. Because I thought Bristol City will score like from a long range shot. Didn't think they were going to score from a set piece, but obviously they did, and obviously they would have worked on that. What I believe so, thing like that. Because if they saw how Aston Villa got their goal, so you had two together, whoever in their coaching staff would have looked at that match to say Arsenal are vulnerable at set pieces. But although we've got and Lottie, she can be a bit unsteady if it's like set pieces or one-on-one situations, something like that. But as Kadina, the World Cup winner, we know what we should expect from her as well. So it was a set piece, but as I said, it was 1-1 for a while, and then, as I said, they grind it out till half time, and then in the second half, they Arsenal started to put the pressure onto them to score more goals. McCABE scored a good goal. The first one from about 20 odd yards, thing like that, outside the box, and her second one was more, I would say, more nearer to the goal, thing like that. And then Arsenal just grind out the pressure to see if they can get more goals to boost the goal difference as well. But at the end of the day, we won. We got the 3 points. We should be happy with that, and then we will be after the international break home to Man City, I believe.
Yeah.
Being like Man City at Meadow Park.
Yeah, thank you, Emerson. Yeah, and I'm just gonna so we'll come back to the international break in a minute. But yeah, the next match, Sunday, 5th of November, 12:30.
Okay, then that's all I can say. If you didn't want to say that's my breakdown of the match.
Mm.
Mm.
And and that's on BBC One, so it's quite. Oh dear. All right, you're gonna have your work cut out there, mate. It's on the telly.
That will be another awkward game as well. So,
will you be going to that, Emerson? Will you be going to that match?
To next week.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Well, all I can say is, Ryan, I promise you, I will not blurt anything out. I will keep still. Because when you, when I'm doing Sky or BT, I do it on the Sky Go app, and that's so slow. But of course, when you can watch it on the telly, it's a different story. You're almost real time, aren't you? But yeah, won't blurt anything out. And I personally think that's going to be
no, unfortunately. Because like everybody.
Oh, we've lost Emerson. We've lost him.
Okay, he'll come back in a minute. I just think that's going to be look, Man City are performing really well, and it's going to be considering our girls. Yeah, they're starting to get there, but let's hope. I don't know.
I mean, I don't like the the whole thing. We've got a goal. That's it. Take it easy. I mean, they do. The men's side are doing it as well. It's just that little, that finish. Just the push to like the eagerness to get another one. It's just not. It's not materializing. I'm not sure why. But.
Yeah, as I say, it'll be an interesting match on that Sunday. It really will. I don't know. Maybe the girls will come back and something will just gel more. And
we beat them. We beat them last season. I've got to remember that we did beat them last season at Meadow Park, Katie McCABE talk and all that. And we came from behind. So you never know. Most of our girls do know how to beat this Man City team. It's just about confidence in the day and turning up. As long as they turn. As long as our girls turn up, we should be okay.
I think the crowd will make a big difference as well.
Oh, I mean, the support for the women, as we all know, is just so amazing. And whether it be at the Emirates or, of course, at Meadow Park, so that will spur them on without doubt. And hopefully, dare I say it, from our point of view, no injuries. Because we're going to have Lotta out there. We're going to have Russo out there.
Don't jinx it. No injuries.
I know. But come on, it's the Arsenal. Please. I mean, look back to Champions League game and Jesus, wasn't it? And now mutterings of a hamstring.
I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah, I think they should be good. And a fair play to Serena Wiegman. She really is an excellent manager. Yeah, she's an excellent coach. Right, okay. Now, I'll tell you what I have got actually, and I was hoping Stefan, because I've got a bit of news for Stefan, but he's not here. So, managed to find Loan Watch because, as you'll appreciate, Seema, we get lots of stuff about the young male players, but it's a lot harder to find out what the younger female players are doing. And Arsenal actually put this on the app. And a young lady called Araya Dennis, she's currently on loan. Well, this is an interesting one because it's like, you might be able to enlighten me, Emerson, a dual sign agreement. This is coming through a lot, what I'm reading, and I mean, it kind of states the obvious, but it might not be. But anyway, Araya Dennis, currently at Crystal Palace, women. She, and in their words, she scored a rocket, and did really, really well. But it's on dual sign agreement April 20. So that happened in April 2023.
It's basically like she's there on loan, but if in that position we need her to come back, we can bring her back basically.
Oh, I see. Okay, got you. Okay, fair enough. But she's very young. Freya Godfrey, she's getting minutes. Doing okay. Leia Harbert. I've heard Layla, sorry, Harbert. Watford, because Watford have got a few, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got 3 of our players, I think.
Right. Yeah, because they got Michelle, haven't they? And I don't know if I'm right in this, but I've heard she might have picked up an injury, and that's why she's not playing at the moment and getting her minutes. Might have got that wrong. I'm not sure. And of course, say for Michelle. We've got Katie Reid, defender at Watford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and anyway, well, I'll throw it out to him when we next see him in chat. But Ipswich Town ladies, we got a young lady called Ruby Doe, who's on loan to Ipswich Town.
Okay.
Yeah, which once again is a very new name to me. So,
where's Stephanie needing?
Interesting.
Music. What?
Yeah, not mine. Right, so that was just a little bit of because also I don't know, Seema, what other groups you're on Facebook, but there's a couple of really good big women's groups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll get Emerson to sort it out with you.
Yes, please.
And they are particularly good for, like, as I say, the female academy side of it. So I found some of them, I think between the two groups, some of them can actually go and like view matches, the ones that are played up at Hertfordshire Uni, up at Hatfield. Yeah, so that's really interesting. Okay, right. Ooh, that's about it, really. I don't know. Is there any academy news you've got, Emerson?
I'm not sure if he can hear you.
Emerson, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear us? Sorry, love. I think he's having connection problems. Oh, no, you're not. Sorry.
Yeah, well, there's the academy, the under 18s played last Saturday, and
I actually watched the highlights for that as well.
They and 19s played Tuesday just gone, which they lost 2-1 in the
Champions League.
For Youth Champions League.
Yeah,
I got a feeling it's a mountain to climb to win the last.
No, we lost that.
I think there was some connection issues tonight with Emerson.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit
right on the league itself, and move and best for him to concentrate because there's no other thing already in the fight.
Yeah, sorry about that, Emerson. Yeah, you're sort of breaking up a bit, so we didn't quite get
under 18s. They won last week in a scrap match. Then for this week, and the under 18s are playing this Saturday away to Crystal Palace, and the under 19s, under 21, sorry, are playing Brighton.
And what days are those on, Emerson? Do we know?
Yeah, I'm saying that in the Premier League 2 on Sunday at Bournemouth.
Right,
obviously free of charge. So, Sina, if you're interested and you want to watch an academy match this coming Sunday, feel free.
Yeah, I can let you know on that one.
Of any fans can watch that match, so I'm not 100%, but definitely the under 21s the next day. You can, it's free of charge and it's at Bournemouth. Kickoff's at 2:00.
Okay, good to know.
And there is more news, but I have to tell you off there, Ange. So thing like that.
Okay.
Me and Ryan was talking about on our WhatsApp group as well. So thing like that. Ryan, get it on now. It's best to keep it
stum for now until we know
quiet
until it's official.
Yeah, well, that's
until who think, because I noticed on another podcast today, I think one of the other players' mum has saying well clear. I still speak to the player's mum, but I'm saying well clear of that channel now, well clear. So if you know what channel I'm on about, it's best it's best to stay well clear because she sold herself to that channel now.
Okay.
Although she's got good ideas of what she said, thing like that. Prior to what they were saying in their interview today, which I've just seen, and like that, I think, sorry, I'm glad a certain member of my family has not gone down that route. So I'll leave it at that.
Yep, that's fair enough.
That's fair.
Well, once again,
so if you can hear
we
me
have
clearly,
to be careful.
that's what I think. That's what
when we're doing these podcasts,
that's made me a bit wound up as well.
But we have to be
I'm not
careful
upset
what
with
we
that
do
certain
say.
players' mum thing like when I see her on Sunday, but it's the way they've asked her and another parent to go on that show to sell their children themselves down the Swanee, because they're very rare. They talk about the academy players as well. It's very rare.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, okay, that's my notes done. That's been quite quick, actually. Right, anybody got anything else? We just generally, because we haven't really got anyone in chat tonight, which is a shame because we usually have a lot of chatty chatters. But anything else we'd like to touch on?
Touch on Tuesday if you want, in terms of the actual awaiters of the grinding up the result.
It's been very quiet. Only one chat that I've seen so far.
What do we reckon? I mean, obviously,
I think they're watching all the football on tonight. That's what it is.
Probably, it's Europa League.
Yeah, probably are actually. But yeah, so going away, what do we reckon to that one?
Because you got the two big hitters now playing. So
I got Liverpool and all that playing after that. That's probably why they'll catch up later anyway. My guys are loyal and all that.
Let me have a nose.
But in terms of Tuesday, I mean, we've got to say, it was a better performance. I say this, it was a better overall performance compared to Saturday against Chelsea. I'll give it that. Still a few shaky moments in certain places we're not going to go into because obviously I'm getting sick of having this conversation about that certain person and the mistakes and the errors that are in that game still. And but in general, a better, again, more mature away Champions League performance compared to Lens. And we've got.
It's a totally different team.
Yeah, I think we have to. Sometimes we do have to take in consideration the majority of our squad. This is their debut season in Champions League. Yes, they played Europa League and all that, but this is Champions League. This is a different level to Europa.
Totally.
And we've only got Jesus, Thomas Partey a few years back at Atletico, Jorginho, I'm trying to think now. Zinchenko, Man City as well. Kai Havertz at Chelsea. That's six players out of an entire squad that have got recent Champions League experience out of our entire squad. So the majority are learning on the job, and I think that Lens game as a whole was a big learning experience for them, and it seemed like they showed it in the Sevilla game, because I targeted this away game when the groups were made up and all that. I thought this is going to be the toughest one, because historically Sevilla, no matter how they're doing domestically, they always turn up on a European night on their home turf. Their fans are always up for it, and I thought it would be a tough grind out, and this would be the one that could give us a bit of a wobble in our group. But I'll say, apart from the last 20 minutes when they got what was in the consolation in the end, apart from the last 20 minutes, they did not. Up till then, they did nothing, and we can even then when it came at us, the majority of the time we dealt with it. There's no panicking, no stressing, no just giving it back to him and this, that, and the other. Trying to get the ball and getting it back up in the attack and try and get them on a counter. It was a better, as I say, it's a better performance than what I was expecting, and maybe they are learning on the job, and hopefully it continues on to the end of the group. We go to Eindhoven, but with the way the group's playing out now, I've certainly done the math. If we were to win against Sevilla next match day, and Lens win their game, we are through, because obviously then that would leave Sevilla and PSV on 2 points with two games to go. They couldn't catch us. So again, we put ourselves in a strong position halfway through, stronger than again, considering this is our first year back after 6-7 years. Again, a lot better than what I was hoping for, and I'm happy for the result. And I'm happy that Jesus is shown. He's in terms of I mentioned before the Champions League experience. That Jesus has shown that experience in these 3 games so far. He's scored in 3 games in all 3 games for us so far in this competition. And even before the competition got underway this season, his record in the Champions League is actually really good. And he's just improving on it game by game. And his assist for the first goal, I mean, how he picked that out and got the timing right to make sure Martinelli was onside. That was a phenomenal pass, and well done to Martinelli as well for having the coolness and calmness to do what he always does and just go, boom, okay, round the keeper. Thank you very much. Off to the fans. And Declan, I'm running out of things to say about Declan. Every game I've watched him since he's joined us and from pre-season onwards, he is phenomenal. He is potentially, after how many? What do I think now? 18 years since Vieira left us. This could be the closest thing we've had, if it goes well, obviously long term goes well enough, that we've had to a Vieira type player in the midfield that does that has that athleticism, that the range in his passing, and gets stuck in and runs up the pitch. He's that link between the defence and the attack. And he can play either the 6 or the 8. And he just looks really. He was fantastic again. Again, talk about Champions League. He's got up till now and no Champions League experience. You wouldn't think it the way he plays.
He just really has settled in, hasn't he? I mean, all right, the money's extortionate end of. I mean, as in what we paid for him, but he's a homegrown player. But my God, he is worth the money, isn't he? He gives you 100 and whatever %.
I said this at the time. When we signed him in the summer, all the media and all these rival fans and West Ham fans saying they'd done us over and all that. I said it's an absolute bargain. It's extortionate in the market, like marketing-wise. I get what you're saying. But in terms of what we're getting and what we could potentially get down the line long term.
Yeah, absolutely. Although for me, player of the match had to be Tommy.
Tommy was fantastic.
Because he doesn't always get to play, and he's had a lot of injury. And he gave 110%. And I just thought he had to have it, didn't he?
He's coming out of his shell. It's like the old Tommy that we had before he got his injury and had all that time out, and plus more.
Yes.
So
definitely.
He's not stopping. If you know what I mean, he's just like he's always trying to find that way. And for goodness' sake, who told him he could play up front?
Got the assist from Man City.
To go up there.
He got the assist or the pre-assist against Man City as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like who told him to be in that position?
No, he's a fabulous player.
That is Arteta tactically playing through the game.
Oh, listen, he can get it right. He can get it right.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit peed off with him, but he can get it right. Sorry, I won't go down. Right, Stefan, well, I've got you here, mate. And not as good as the win at Bristol City last night. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. There, by the way.
Yeah. Stefan, Loan Watch. Do you watch your Ipswich ladies? If you do, look out for a girl called Ruby Doe. She's on loan to you. Although she did get a red in the last game, actually.
So, get another game and then come back.
So maybe, but just look out for her.
Well, that's out for 3 games then, isn't it?
I forgot to. Yeah, she got a red. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. In a midfield duel.
Right.
Okay.
And can I make a point about Tommy Yasu?
Yeah, go on.
And can I make a point about Tommy Yasu?
Yeah.
Not many people realise this. Before we signed him, he was the best right back in Italy at the time.
Okay.
Before we signed him, He was the best right back in Italy. I know he played for Bologna. That's where we signed him from, and he was up to then. He was playing very well for Bologna, and that's why whoever scouted him from Arsenal to snap him up eventually, been like that, done some good business. I know he did have some injuries in the early part of the latter part of last season, thing like that. But as I said, as Seema said, he's slowly coming out of his shell, and he's shown what he can do, when he needs to. But he needs to get more games. I know Ben White's in front of him. But as I said, them two can alternate match after match. So that position is really covered because then Suarez won't get a look in that position. Left back, we've got 3 different left back because we've still got Timber to come back. So thing like that. So whether Tini will stay on next season, which is unlikely now. It's very unlikely. So thing like that. So that's my point regarding Tomiyasu. He was the best right back before we signed him in Italy, and most of these other podcasts does not realise how good he was before he signed for Arsenal. So that's my point.
I mean, don't you think that bringing on Tommy, bringing on Havertz, and making those changes, sort of midway into the game, is actually working far better than having them starting?
Kai Havertz, I'll give you Kai Havertz because obviously
that's right, Seema. I agree with you there. Yeah, I agree with you on that point.
Because with Kai, I think this is what we should have done in the first place.
They're best to come off the bench
as the game's going, not having to read the game from the beginning, but coming into it having seen what's going on, so they can just slot in.
Excuse me.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of the Kai thing, that's what I would have done at the start. I said this at the start of the season. That's what I would have done. I would, especially with the ex-Chelsea tag around his neck and how our fan base can be, ease him in, start him on the bench, ease him in, bring him in for the last 20 minutes, build him up that way, so they just throw him in on the bus way it sort of felt at the time, and then putting that pressure on him. He seems more comfortable coming off. Since the Bournemouth goal, he's just game by game is growing, but he seems more. In certain games, he's more impactful from the bench. Like we saw against Man City, the way he got that assist, that after Martinelli, and even the other night when he came off for Martin, he just seems more comfortable at the moment. I think that's the way to go, to get him to fit in and gel properly with this team and these tactics. Just keep him on the bench for now, ease him in, keep him in, and just for the last half hour, how the game's going, throw him on, give him half hour, 20 minutes. And I think that's where we get the best out of him at the moment, because he's eager, and the rest of the team have run the defence ragged. He doesn't have to do as much work in terms of working the defence as he would do if he was starting at the moment. Because his biggest threat for me, his best position in his system is up top. He just seems more comfortable up top, and that's coming on from the bench. I think Zinchenko. I think we might see Zinchenko on Saturday, just starting wise, just because it's Sheffield United. If it was a higher caliber of opposition, I think we might see Tommy again. But because obviously,
I don't think Zinchenko was really in the game against Chelsea.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why he got took off, because that's what I'm saying about caliber of opposition. I think there's certain teams, the higher caliber or mid-table teams that have got a somewhat decent attack on that left-hand side. Right-hand side, he doesn't. Anyone with pace, he struggles in because he hasn't got the pace himself. Because obviously he's playing that inverted left back role into midfield. So if he's in midfield and we're there they get us on a counter, he's not able to.
Excuse me.
And again, the difference between him and Tommy is Tommy can actually not only track back, but he can defend better. And again, this is a Tomiyasu, but as Emerson mentioned, he came to us as a right back. He's the best, as I say, he was the best right back in Serie A at the time. He was bodying Ronaldo at Juventus every time they come up against each other. It was that comfortable for them. And he's now playing in a position that's not his natural position, but he doesn't look out of position like it's not his natural. He just took to it. He gets on with it. And people need to remember with Tommy as well. he's just coming back from a serious injury where he left us back in the last season in a boot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, and BX just because BX is actually at work tonight. So thank you for listening in. We really appreciate that. And yeah, my voice is going. Between Kyrgios and Tommy, we had two great defenders. Yeah, I mean, the youngster, he's shown a lot of promise. I mean, obviously, we're not going to rely on him, but there's potential there.
There's because of how well he's took, you can rotate him. He's able to. You feel comfortable that he'll do a job.
Yeah. So do you reckon that Arteta's gonna like sort of maybe rest, someone like Saka and Jesus on Saturday against Sheffield?
Yeah, they were. I think Jesus will play from the start.
Sorry, Emerson, go on. Sorry, it's my fault.
Just to let you know, question mark is on Saka. I'm not too certain about him, whether he will start on Saturday. That's debatable. Definitely, he won't play against West Ham on the following Wednesday. That's for sure.
No.
But the key is to see if he's recovered from his injury as well. Because as I said, there would have been training today and tomorrow. Then you get a rough idea with Arteta's press conference tomorrow, whether it's going to be an early one or a late one. Then he will give you a rough idea who's going to be in the squad. But
he's playing my games.
Let's wait and see. But I've got see, I can play mind games with you because the Ryan and I'm sure Ryan and Ange knows there's a secret that I will tell you on Saturday when we meet up. That I know that you will know.
Oh, okay.
Thing like that. There's a secret, but so after I'll tell you when I meet up with you. As I said, between 1 and 2 outside the media, will just be fine with me.
Sure.
Like that. So thing like that, because I'm sure you have to go up those stairs by the media entrance if you come in from that way to go to the area where you sit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But as I said, all will be revealed on Saturday. All will be revealed on Saturday. Thing like that.
Okay.
Thing like that. So,
Hey, Ricky.
On that big
Ricky.
group, on that big group, Seaman, that Kenny Forrest runs, thing like that. So, well, because I do the academy stuff on my own.
Yeah,
so I already told you that, in a message during the week, thing like that. I do that off my own back. No one looks at me or anything like that. I'm not writing down anything. I'm then, if I'm at the match live, then I can write little bits and pieces about, thing like that, who I think the player of the match is, because they don't announce who the player of the match is on youth matches. So I do that, as I said, I do that off my own back. And I can assess each player's performance, whether it's a goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, or striker. I always get all the information. But after, I had to wait. So I had to wait 24 hours before I got that academy under 19s attendance as well. I had to literally, text UEFA to see if they can give it to that information, which they did, and they told me it was 360, which is about right for that game on thing. That was on the Arsenal.com, because it's very rare that they show a youth match on Arsenal.com, because TNT covers the youth matches sometimes, but they had mostly Man United and Newcastle, respectively, because they've got their own TV channels.
Yeah.
Because in the old days, Arsenal did have their own TV channel before it disbanded. So, which they should have back on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did have briefly our own channel, and then it just disappeared after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Can I ask the people's thoughts on Thomas Partey in that situation there? Because he's on the bench on Saturday, doesn't get used, so we're all thinking, okay, he's going to get minutes on Tuesday. And then,
Didn't even go.
And then the Tuesday morning, the video leaks that goes around. Obviously, he's done a gender reveal with his partner.
Yeah.
Having the girl, congratulations and all that. And then team comes out. He hasn't travelled with the team. And then when the teams are announced, Arsenal say he's injured. But then he's injured, but he's happy to kick a ball or fake ball to reveal his like. But also he was ready for Saturday. So how can he be ready for Saturday?
There was a rumor stating that he couldn't travel to Seville because of the allegations.
The situation.
Yeah, the situation.
Bloody hell. And then you've got, literally whilst we've been live, I've been on X, Twitter, we want to call it.
Yeah.
And Jason Sota, I don't know, some sports journalist has put a thing out. And he's saying Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey is increasingly dissatisfied with his lack of minutes this season. Could leave in January if the situation doesn't change. Situation is source of concern for Arsenal. Juventus are interested only for a loan. I said this on Tuesday to Liam on my watch along. I personally think he's stepped out with all the allegations, and then obviously, what is he, 30, 31 now? Obviously, Declan's coming, Kai's been brought in. Initially, you're starting at right back or the right wing back, the inverted right back situation at the start of the season. But the thing is, he doesn't help himself, and he's constantly injured. For me, he doesn't help himself in terms. I think he's got to a point with Arteta. All the stuff off pitch going aside, potentially if it's true or not, whatever. I think him being injured as often as he has been since he's arrived at Arsenal. This is a guy that never injured at Atletico. I've lost count of how many times he's injured, and even this, and it's always in the big games when we need him most, he'll be injured. Or he came, or he had the AFCON when he came back from AFCON early. Insisted he had to play the game the day he arrived back and got sent off. And I think it's got to a point now. It's got to a point now where he's always, because he's always injured. Arteta's he's obviously taking into account his age as well. I think Arteta's gone routinely. Enough's enough. You'll be a bit part player basically until further notice. You have to earn my trust back.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I was quite surprised that he even played against City. That was the first time he's actually played against City.
Yeah. Oh my God. How long has he been here? Jeez.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with that guy. Ridiculous, whatever it is. But seriously, you know, we're paying for a player to just sit on the bench, not even on the bench at times.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's mainly on, as I say, he's mainly on the bloody medical most of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sign again.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking in the chat here. I've got a thing about the bad publicity, and also, it's injury prone. I think you should go. I know it. It's who replaces him, but I think you should go in January personally. Too much reliability.
If the club have a plan in terms of they've got someone in mind for January to bring in January to be a long-term replacement to him, they get him in, get that person in. Then obviously, if he wants to go, let him go. If we haven't got a plan, don't do what we did a couple of years back. Because there's another thing we need to remember. He's going off to AFCON in January as well. Even if he wants to go or not, he's got to go to AFCON for Ghana. So we're going to lose out on him anyway.
If he's selected.
If he's selected. Yeah, if selected, we assume obviously.
If his legs can walk, he'll be selected. Sorry.
We assume obviously things could change privately and all that with certain things. You never know. Let's not make no mistake. Obviously, last AFCON, it was Granit was out injured. He went off to AFCON. I think Ainsley, all we had was Ainsley and Sambi. And then Ainsley got sent out alone, and all we had for a month was Sambi at Conga. And look what that's done to his career, basically. let's not make them mistakes again. We must have. I believe the club got a plan. Let's just see, because the reports are saying we're after the I can't remember the lad's name, the French international that scored against England last World Cup last year. But yeah, we're after him apparently. I'll take. You know what? I'll take him. He's young enough. Yeah. So see what happens. Oh, got in out, shake it all about.
I lost you.
There we go. We're back.
Yeah,
no worries.
back.
We're all good. We're all good. But if we haven't got a plan, that's when you've got to say, so stick it out for 6 months and then let them go in the summer. If Juventus or the Saudis come in, let him go. Because again, he's if we buy it, 31 going on 32. With the injuries aren't going to get any better now with his age as well. So, but I just think, as I say, he's tapped out personally because he hasn't been this injury prone in a season like this so early on.
I'm not even sure. Did he actually play in the Champions League games?
I'm trying to think now. No, I think he was injured. He was injured when we played PSV. He was he was out injured at that time frame. Lons, I can't remember now.
No,
he didn't play against Lons, that's for sure.
Yeah, he didn't.
Then he hasn't. No, then he hasn't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well.
The thing is that the crazy thing is, normally the last couple of years we've lost him in our midfield. We notice it. We haven't really noticed it because Jorginho, even though again he's of a certain age, he's stepping up alongside Declan as that experienced head and doing what Arteta wants of him in that midfield alongside Declan. And obviously we've now got Elneny back as well. I know these players, Elneny and Jorginho in the last year of their contracts, but because of the experience they bring, we don't have to now rely heavily on Partey because we just rotate occasionally every few games between the two. If we have to, in the worst case, you can put Zinchenko maybe in midfield.
Yeah, he can bring Vieira back in as well.
Yeah, got Fabio as well. Oh, yeah, we've got Fabio Vieira. We've got Smith Rowe. We can put Smith Rowe there alongside Declan at times, depending on the opposition and all that.
I mean, he's bringing him in slowly, but he's only giving him maximum 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's more of because of the surgery and how he was before. Just as you say, building that Smith Rowe, getting his confidence back. And I think the telling point for Arteta in terms of how the fan base feel about Smith Rowe was that PSV game when we brought him on for the PSV game. In terms of the crowd reaction, and he said afterwards, that says it all. Obviously, you always have a chance here, this, that, and the other. And again, the media report saying Smith Rowe is linked to this one and that one. I don't take any notice of it. I think we're going to get more minutes out of Smith Rowe as well going forward, because especially now the fixtures have been rearranged today. So especially the late November, our entire December has now been rearranged today by Sky and TNT and Amazon, respectively. We're going to see a lot more going forward of Smith because there's going to be need for rotation because the game's going to come thick because of Champions League and depending on how far we go in this Carabao Cup and you've got the league as well. We're going to have to rotate on a consistent, especially in November, December, consistent basis because the games are going to come thick and fast, and that because of how the fixtures have been rearranged against us.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? We're playing on the 20th. For instance, around the Christmas period, we're playing 23rd, the 28th, and New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
I mean, two of them games are in London, respectively. One's in Liverpool.
Yeah.
But that's still a lot to ask for that time of year.
And Christmas. And enjoyment.
Even Nelson.
Yeah,
we're going to see more of him as well.
Yeah.
Colonel
That's an interesting one, what Colonel said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reece
Walters, yeah. We're Walters, sorry. But
on that one, I don't think he's ready yet, personally. Personally, I don't think he's ready.
Probably not.
Because, as I said, I've watched him play for the under-21s this season. I don't think he's ready just yet. Maybe if we get past West Ham next Wednesday and we get a home match, depending on the opposition, it's a possibility. But who knows? He may be on the bench on Wednesday. So I've got a feeling some of the youngsters will be on Wednesday. I know they'll be playing on Sunday. It gives enough time to recover, then play on Wednesday. But we'll just have to wait and see what Arteta's team's going to be. Because he did pick a few youngsters in the last round, so thing like that. But some got only one of them got really minutes, and the others were just as nobodies on the bench. Because people were realise who they are once they come on, thing like that. So, and we know that. Regarding that academy side, I've realised Miles Skelly, he came back from his injury, and so did a certain person who, and you know, he came back from his injury as well. It's the only concern now will be is how long is Ethan's going to be out for, because nothing's been said about him, how long he's going to be out for, and what sort of injury he picked up. So whether it's a knee, I don't know, but I'll get a rough idea on Sunday who are playing that academy in that under-21s match, because obviously the coach will rotate the squad on that one as well. So that's all. Nothing major to worry about anyway. So
fair enough.
There you go. I know this is off topic. I'm just going on track now.
Just scored if we just want to know, guys.
I was about to say, in terms of that game, there's a video going around social media now for the game. The Ajax fans and the Brighton fans clashing, going on the way to the stadium outside the train station.
Oh,
I did.
So and then this is becoming a regular thing with Forest. We saw Dortmund and PSG go to Newcastle over the last couple of weeks as well, coming over and causing a ruckus, basically.
Definitely doubled the stewards up on that away end, that's for sure. Watching it on TV, they're not happy, I promise you. They've nicked our black away top, by the way. If you're not any of you are watching it on TV, other than me and Ryan, they've nicked our away top from last season, the black one.
That's all they can nick. They can keep their hands off Albert, by the way. They're not even Albert. They can leave Albert alone. For anyone that doesn't know,
because that's going round as well, as we said Ryan earlier.
Ajax sacked their manager at the weekend. The manager at the weekend after 8 defeats or something in a row. They've sacked him, the second bottom of the Indivinaese. And apparently Albert is part of their shortlist, apparently. And I'm saying hands off, because I think if Steve Round, I didn't mind losing to effect. But if we lose Albert as well, I feel it gets contested for us. Because it's in who does Arteta bring in to have that experience to help him, guide him.
Okay. Wow. So what's everyone's predictions for Saturday?
I'm going to go for a 5. I think we'll win. I think we win comfortably.
3-1.
3-1. I'm going for a 5-0.
I was thinking 5-1.
Does everyone think they're going to score?
I'm saying
I think we're going to get complacent when we get to 5 and let them have 1.
Is Raya that bad? Man, I swear.
Don't forget, we've got a player that never played for Arsenal playing from him as well.
True.
If Trusty plays from the start, I've got a feeling, as you said, it could be a cricket score. Yeah, so we have to see what he's like, against Jesus and Super and Co. So people don't realise he plays for him now. So we sold him on for a good profit. So who
was that, Emerson? Who was that, Emerson?
Trustees.
Oh God, yes, of course he does.
We were saying that Trusty. Yeah, and we were saying about the prediction for the score. I'm saying 3-1. The others have gone anything from 5-0 to 5-1.
Well, it'd be lovely, but
we'll see.
I don't know.
see what he's like with.
I'm going to go to 5-2.
Oh, we're going to do it now, 5-2.
Depends who's in goal, doesn't it, Seema? Ooh. Oh, that was a bit catty, wasn't it? I couldn't help myself.
If we can see 2 goals against Sheffield United, who, in my opinion, will get relegated into the season, we need to ask questions of ourselves, especially with a home team. I don't care how my opinions are on David Raya, if assuming he starts, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If we're conceding 2 goals,
I think he's going to put Ramsdale in this time.
Please, me and Ange are begging.
Yeah, and I can start. Well, Ryan's worse than me, bless him. But I think I'm catching up. I'm just not happy about. I'm not happy about the way Arteta's handled the situation.
Yeah.
And his press conference. The biggest factor, Seema, is I've backed Arteta from day one. I really have. Now, he hasn't handled this properly. He really hasn't.
Yeah, but don't forget, he was building a team with 2 of every position, 2 players of every position. He has majority of that now.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
And he can choose.
But there's a but coming. Sorry, keep talking.
No, I don't have the but. But, he can choose who he wants to. He never had that last season. Imagine if he did have it, then, who knows what the results of the other games would have been. It's a what if situation, isn't it?
Mm.
But then there's the flip side, because he's got the what if in this scenario as well. So
well, yeah,
and it's cost us a few goals along the way, but
yeah.
I mean, just out of interest, who else has got 2 number 1 goalies?
They're not as lucky as us, are they?
No.
Man City.
We are the Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite ready for it.
I think he's took a bit of a risk, and I said at the time, I completely forgot about this. The goalkeeping coach that's been driving this Raya situation from day one. When we didn't get Raya a few years back, the year that Brentford eventually came up, we didn't get Raya that summer in their last year of the Championship. This goalie coach then went on to recommend Runnison. And look how that played out. And I'm not saying Raya's a Runnison in any type of form, but when someone recommends Runnison and it doesn't work out after 5 minutes, how is he still in a job? And obviously he's then kept on this Raya situation. Finally got his way, and it seems like he's saying to Arteta, pick my best mate. Because again, because they've worked together at Brentford as well. They've formed a friendship, so they go out and all that privately off the field and all that. When Raya was at Brentford still and all that. So there's a bit of a bias there, if you ask me, with the goalkeeping coach, because obviously he's got his best friend there now, and he's going to do and say whatever he can to get Raya to be that number 1, I think. And with that, and people, the fact that's public knowledge, and then you've got the media jumping on this, and also the step up from a club like Brentford to an Arsenal. Raya's just not coping with everything at the moment, and I think we need to take him at the firing line. He's just not.
Yeah, actually, you're right, because it's not fair on Raya as well. Yeah. To be fair,
for everything me and you say, Andrew, and others to say about Raya, this isn't actually his fault. This is on Arteta and the goalkeeping coach. They're the
yes,
because he's the one that's driven it. Definitely. It's Arteta because he's the one now put this situation on the goalkeepers in the first place from the get-go. And
that's why he can bring Ramsdale in this next game.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Just Raya, of all due respect, he does need the pressure taken off him. Just that, and let Ramsdale now have that answer back, see if he can answer back to Arteta and go, you know what, you've dropped me. This is what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, spot on. And also another factor for me, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Arteta, he sold us Ramsdale. He said he was a
vocational
big
thing,
personality, and also, he does have great leadership skills.
I've got it on the grapevine this week on Monday morning from one of the group chats I'm in on WhatsApp from a friend on there that has friends within the club. Players weren't impressed and are still not impressed with how Arteta's handled this situation and how Ramsdale's been treated. Because as far as they're concerned, Ramsdale's one of the vocal leaders in the dressing room, and as he's continued to do that apparently, whilst being benched. But there's still, as I say, there's just not in the way it's been handled. They're just not impressed with it.
Yeah. Well, that's the inside job, isn't it? So it's not what we see, but I mean that's with any business, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we shall wait and see.
We'll see. Only a few more days to go.
Yeah. It's 3 o'clock as well. Woohoo!
Ange, what's your prediction? What was it?
I don't normally give predictions.
Oh, okay.
I would like to say, I think we're going to probably concede one just for the sake of it, because that seems to be general. We should be able to get a few goals out of this, you know. I mean, should be. If not. But then it's weird, isn't it? Because the women have done the same thing. One week you can play absolutely amazing, and you follow on to the next week, and it's suddenly lackluster and clutching on to whatever. But yeah, they should. I mean, sorry, what did you say, Seema? Was it
5-1?
And then you went to 5-2?
No, I said 5-1 only.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, 5-1.
You said 5-2.
It was me who went to 5.
Oh, sorry, Don. Right, okay. I'd say 3. Could be 3-1 personally. Anything more would be an absolute bonus. I don't know, because when I put stupid figures out, it'll never happen anyway. And then sometimes when I say the one bit, that's when we lose. But so shut up, Ange. No, they should be in good form. Sorry, you probably because I've been on and off a bit. So do we know any more about Jesus at the moment?
We've heard nothing since the
full-time
whistle. Since the full-time whistle, nothing's been said by club or media.
Too early to say.
I think he's all right. I think he's fine.
Well, he looked okay in the interviews and all that, but I think we'll get a clear indication on tomorrow's press conference with Arteta.
Do we know what time it is?
Sky haven't announced it yet.
No, sometimes you can pick up on whoever you follow on Twitter.
Normally,
Tom Canton's good for that one.
I think it'll either be one of the first ones of the morning, like
he's going to be,
or even 9:30, 10 in the morning, or I think the norm. It's the norm for this season is that the majority of the time it's been around 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, 1:30 I could listen into. After that, I can't do, sadly. But yeah.
So basically, I'm the only one that thinks our defence is not going to concede against a relegation for the team at home.
Hopefully. Well, we shouldn't do. I mean, come on, we shouldn't do. But
we've got Saliba Gabriel, we've got Ben White, and obviously we assume Tommy or Zinni, one of the two. I prefer Tommy, but we know because it's a lesser team that we'll probably put Zinni in. Yeah. We know our midfield in terms of it'll be Jorginho and Declan because Partey's been Partey at the moment. Martin, would you start Martin? It's Sheffield United. I know it's at home. It's Sheffield United, but his form the last couple of games has been a bit wobbly. Do you take him out, ease him back in, or do you? Could it's Sheffield United? Let him loose.
He's okay. You have to.
I know that, but you got. Trust me. I spent half the day yesterday arguing with someone on Twitter in a Twitter space because they're hell bent. Odegaard absolutely woeful. Has been. Woeful,
I've seen bits of rubbish like that. Yeah.
I swear he's a Lee Gunner fan, but because of what he's saying and all that. But yeah, it's just like you can't say that when he's got us back into games and won us games as well against United. People can't say he didn't because he got the equaliser and he got the assist in terms of the corner for Declan's goal?
I think they were all criticising him, and I didn't look up the stats on the Chelsea game, but on the City game, him and Jesus had run the same amount. He actually ran more than Jesus, 11.9 kilometers in that game, and yet people were criticising him, saying, "Oh, well, he was useless." But
this is what I said to this other person on Twitter yesterday. I was like, "What do you want the guy to do when it comes to when we're off the ball and the opposition have the ball at the back and they're playing from the goal kick to the defence, and he's the only one in our attack putting on the high press."
Yeah.
Eddie never does it, no matter what.
Oh God, no.
Martinelli does it in spurts once in the blue moon. Saka doesn't do it.
Yeah.
When he's doing all that, running himself ragged, what do you then want him to do when he's absolutely shattered and the ball comes to him?
Exactly.
That's the one thing with our off the ball attack high press one we need to address is it needs to be a team effort, not an individual. Just because he's got the armband, leave it all to him. It has to be a collective.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mad. But yeah.
Right, okay, guys. We're heading up for 9 o'clock now, and is Mr. Tom? Doesn't he normally do his thing at 9 o'clock?
Probably because Leeds, they lost yesterday, so probably, yeah.
Right, okay.
That's probably why he hasn't been in. Probably setting up for some. That's probably why he hasn't been in, because he's probably setting up on his end. But yeah, they had a penalty. The worst thing is though, they had a penalty last night, 0-0, and Bamford skied it into the Rose Red. Literally. And then obviously then their players got an own goal to give the game.
That's why we haven't even seen him tonight. He's beside himself, isn't he?
I said that at the weekend when I know they won in the end, but they were losing 2-0 to Norwich. I was like, Leeds are the most bipolar team in the Championship. 1 week they can be good and look like back to some sort of decent form. Next game, no matter who it's against, they just drop up and do a jackal, basically. It's like, my days. But that's it. I don't have to worry about that on a weekly. That's more on his. So I don't have to worry about that. Arsenal, but yeah. Anyway, back to you.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Stefan, BX, and I know you was at work, and Colonel. Appreciate this, really do. Thank you very much for joining us. We won't be on next week because there's an international break, but the next thing, Ryan, you think you might be doing a watch along? What are we today? Tomorrow it'd be then, wouldn't it?
The girls play tomorrow night, and then they've got the back to club football on Saturday. It'll be 2:30 going live for the men. In terms of going live, the build up and all that for Arsenal versus Sheffield United match of the day, and then probably the podcast on Sunday, because obviously we've got no girls on this weekend, so probably do the podcast on Sunday in terms of reacting to Saturday's result, and then take it by game day by day after next week, because obviously today it's just the men's side of things, and Wednesday we'll be playing again in the Carabao Cup.
Okay then. Right, and BX, did we help you stay awake? And you're almost done with your shift now, mate. That's cool.
So it's almost done now, so it was working all that. Yeah, that's why I've been salting the wounds as well. The new promoted Ipswich are pulling away from dirty Leeds, says Stefan. And you've got a game in hand as well. The thing is, you've got a game in hand. That's going to be an interesting one. That gets played next month. Yeah, that doesn't help either, But less said about Leeds, the better. For example. But say that. So no show next week, but this show will be back the following week once the club football.
We get our girls back. We get our girls back. And actually, while I've got you on the air, Ryan, just looking ahead, because in November you're going to have those couple of Thursdays. Now, where it's going to be streamed is going to be the thing.
It's going to be
for the, what do you call it?
Continental.
Yeah. I thought that might be, if we can get it straight, let's see what Arsenal.com are doing, but it could be quite fun because I know the first one starts at 7. I might say you actually host it because it's allowing for my work. The 6:30 one, that'd be a bit too soon because of the time I finish work. But maybe to do it sort of like a watch along where we're all on air.
Yeah, it's just watch the girls and see what happens.
Yeah, I think that could be.
Depending on our trophy as well.
I think I might be at the games.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine. We've still got plenty of others as well. Albeit it's going for 4-0, by the way.
If you want me to be on the air as well.
Okay, don't love. Well, you can give us well, no, just don't tell us the goals.
Yeah. Oh dear, but
4-0. Yeah, we are due a big result.
I think so. Yeah, and I hope, as I was about to say, hopefully, with going to Holland for the international break, hopefully she comes back no issues. Touch wood. Please, Holland, do not overuse her, for God's sake.
I don't think she's going to get any game time.
I think she might get a few minutes at the end of putting on the results.
Okay, all right, a few minutes. I think it's more a morale thing, personally. Well, I hope so. I really hope so.
I think I'll be on edge if I see her in the starting 11. I think I'll be on edge.
They can't do that, surely.
Sorry, I've seen the thing before she even played to kick the ball for us. So you never know.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to Serena. Myself and Ricky were saying, well, we've all said it, but yeah, I'm pleased Beth has not gone, with the international squad.
Yeah.
Serena's actually saying, you know what she needs because of if it'd been any sort of other injury, lesser injury, I think she would have took the risk. But because it's an ACL,
and
obviously any sort of coming back in a setback could do her career up basically. Especially going into a potential Olympic year as well. If we qualified doing this and all that, that'll crucify Beth again.
Yeah, so it's much better to do it this way.
It's like give her this next round of games, and we reassess it for the next internationals and see how she goes from that.
Yeah.
The thing is with Beth as well, just touch on it before we go, is you can tell she's been out for a while, but in the sense of a finishing, you can tell she's not match fit yet, match ready to not do what she normally does. But not far. I don't think she's far off it in terms of give her a few more games under her belt, minutes wise as well. I think we'll start seeing the rip roaring Beth we saw before in Touchwood. It's just obviously take game by game, minutes by minutes, and see what happens. But I don't think, again, as I said on Sunday, the Bristol City game when she had her chances when she came on. If that was a Beth Mead chance in a few games' time, them chances go in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I still certainly doing the right thing, and England has done the right thing, and back to Holland. Let's hope they do the right thing next.
I think, as I say, I'll be on edge. If I see an 11, I'll be on edge. He's only played like 5 minutes for us, and that was it. Saying that again, with Viv, I know it was like 5-10 minutes, or whatever it was. She did actually. You wouldn't have thought she'd been out for a year with an ACL, but again, it's obviously a few minutes. It's only a few minute period wise, so it's like. But yeah, look, so far so good, and
fingers crossed.
Anyway, I'll let you wrap things up now.
By the way, guys, I'm not sure if you heard this today. It was going. I'm not sure if you did hear it. That that our 3 Australian girls turned up late for the Australian training camp in Australia. Obviously, they're playing in Australia. Being like that, their first match, and I think they're playing the Philippines in their second one. But 3 of our 3 girls didn't turn up to the training camp in Australia, wherever it is. Being that they turned up late, whether Kerr was part with them or not, I don't know. Of Chelsea, I don't know. So that's what I was reading some article earlier. Later on today as well, that 3 of them had turned up late for some reason.
Oh, that's going well. That's great. Yeah.
Whether they get disciplined from it or not, I don't know. So, but we know most of all our girls are all playing different countries in the next few days.
The reason.
So it'll be hard to keep track of what they're doing as well. So.
Yeah. Also, because of the weather and all that. Because of you got one, you got to get a plane here and all that. Yeah, connections and all that. It could have been weather conditions where it's delayed them and all that potentially, or along the way. But we'll play it. We'll see. We'll see. So, as I say, the main thing is getting them 3 girls back fully fit. Make sure they're back here fit.
Yeah.
Like all our girls. So. Actually, sorry. Before you do wrap up, Ange, what has been your thoughts about this whole media attack at Arsenal women's team and the lack of diversity?
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Going back to, I'm going to call him Daniel Harry, as I know him. He's actually a Facebook friend and runs a very big Arsenal. What's it? The Arsenal Fans Women's Forum. I never get the name right. And very interesting, this was brought up on a post, and a lady who happens to be black, and she stated that she didn't have any problem whatsoever. For her, it was based on players' ability. Which I thought that was a very interesting take. I mean, it did get called up before when Paul Beth Mead, back last year,
for England, yeah.
She's been, was it at a radio, well, say radio interview? Yeah, but I read it somewhere.
There's a media interview on radio and all that,
answer. And which I thought was really unfair because she was so put on the spot. And yes, it has been brought up. And if I'm going to be honest, let's be blunt, most of the time, all right, regarding, I mean, all right, myself, Mr. Tom, we had a bit of a laugh about when I was doing Gary, with Gary. But yeah, we have got X amount of blonde players. There's no two way. And all right, if they're Swedish, then yeah, the likelihood they are probably going to be blonde. But we have got a lot of fair-haired players. I mean, I'm just thinking Chelsea-wise, I can't think of, both Lionesses. You've got 2 mixed heritage players there.
Jess Carter and Lauren James.
Yeah, that's it. I know Lauren James. To be fair, also, I want to bring in that I'll say the word British because they might be Scottish. More likely
Irish, Welsh.
Yeah, or Irish. But but to actually, there's not that many black English players. To be fair, foreign black players, because you got Bunny and Man City, not Man United. But yeah, and so in that sense, there is a lack. And
this isn't an Arsenal's fault thing because, again, as I mentioned, mentioning before, like England. I mean, Serena got questioned for it as well. That her lack of diversity in her squad is like, well, I can't help it. I'm going by what the strongest talent pool is at the moment in time.
Well,
international break. I'll take it by that. And again, we've got we've got Jess Carter, Lauren James, the Man City goalkeeper's been called up this time round as well for her form, and then Serena's backing up what she said before. But it's all about the talent pool at the moment in time. And we've got the thing is we've got players that are on loan, youngsters, I know, but they're out on loan getting their experience elsewhere. But they're promising. I mean, I can't remember the name now, but we mentioned before.
Right,
Michelle,
okay, yeah. Araya, who I said is a new name to me, but Michelle Argyman, I mean, who we actually saw in action. And she's not even 18 yet, so she's just on, what did they call it? Well, she hasn't been able to sign the contract yet until she's 18. It's sort of like a personal agreement. I remember Arsenal put that up. But yeah, I mean, she looks amazing, and Jonas has actually, credited her with, how good she is, and someone for the future.
Gave her a lot of minutes last year as well, even in Champions League in the big moments when we needed to score a goal, like in the Emirates Cup, at the Emirates, for the semi-final against Wolfsburg. Brought her on for that, so he must see something in her personally.
Of course, yeah.
Bring on in that moment, we were chasing the game or trying to get. It was all level just to get that goal and things like that. He gave her a lot of minutes last year, and as I say, getting her out on loan now, cut her teeth elsewhere, and come back. Hopefully, like we did with Saliba to finish the article. Yeah, again, it's not just an Arsenal only thing. It's not inclusive to Arsenal just because as you say, we've got a Swedish manager who's brought some players in from either Sweden, Denmark, or wherever. That happen to be blonde. That's not. Yeah. It's just because of the pool that he knows. That's the area that he knows. So he's targeted that. Brought players he's inherited as well. That he's moved along with him. If there was a bigger pool of talent to the level we need to be at in terms of not just us, Chelsea, Man United, Man City as well, you would see more diverse squads, not the odd one or two players. With all due respect, but I just find it bizarre that Arsenal only once because we put a team based on a team photo. By the way, this all coming back over a team photo. Like seriously,
a lot of hoo-ha for nothing, really.
That's my opinion on it, but that's what I bring it up and get your thoughts on it because obviously Arsenal then had to put a statement out and say we are like Stefan's mentioned later in the chat, like Arsenal, we are one of the most diverse clubs in the world. We strive to do better and be better. It came across a bit apologetic, and I don't get why we're apologising for it. It's just it's the situation of what it is. It's not. It's no one's fault. It's just the game's not got to that point yet where there's a bigger pool of talent globally to the level it needs to be for the clubs like an Arsenal, Chelsea, City, United, a Wolfsburg. Because Wolfsburg, I mean, what Wolfsburg did, and correct me if I'm wrong, there wasn't a massive diverse 11 in that match day either. There's a couple. There might have been a couple of players, but then there's a couple. So it's not just like an English thing or anything. It's a global thing at the moment. Just the women's game it's obviously so far behind. It needs to catch up. Once you catch up, you will see like we saw years ago. Well, before my time as well. You watch back football before my time. You didn't see. Paul Davis was the first Arsenal player of colour to play for the club, and that was in the 80s. And even that was like very few far between back then. Even it took until the mid to late 90s for that to grow. If that makes sense, and actually you see more get to see more diversity in the squads. It just takes time, and media need to realise that and get off people's backs.
You forgot Nikita Paris.
Nikita Paris, yeah, exactly. Again, she's one of the very few players that have come through to the level that's been expected of. And I mean, fair play to us. He played for Man City. He's gone to Lyon, come to us for years. Maybe like 2 years now. But as I say, you've got them once in a blue moon players at the moment. But give it 4 or 5 years, we will see more diverse squads. But it won't just be at Arsenal; it'll be throughout. But I just don't see why we get attacked over a team photo. Just because. But they attacked Serena.
Just pick on Arsenal, then it was.
Yeah, the George Graham thing of everyone hates Arsenal, yeah. I just find it a bit bizarre, and I thought I'd get everyone's opinions. I mean, Emerson, what was your thoughts on the whole team photo thing and the media witch hunt? It seemed to be.
It doesn't really bother me regarding that statement came out about there's not enough black players that was in that photo, but it really doesn't bother me because if you go down in history with the Arsenal women, they did have a lot of black players playing from at the time before they all went their separate ways. But nowadays, we know there's no black players there now for a while because we're getting foreign players. So unless they get a foreign player who's black, then that's fine with me. But as I said, regarding that photo, it didn't bother me one bit of what what was going on, thing like that. So, thing like that. So, I have no grudges against it whatsoever. Because I can name you a few black players that played for us, so ladies over the years, something like that. Because most of them you see on TV, if you see them, others you don't hear about as much. As well.
One of them's behind me on the wall, so, Alex Scott. One of them's behind me on the wall, Alex Scott, Sanderson, Rachel Yankee.
Yep.
Anita
Santi at Bristol City.
Yep. And the one I can't remember her name now. She's just retired a couple of years
Mary
back.
Phillip, that's another one.
Yeah, the former Aston Villa defender as well. Used to play for us, part of the 06-07 team.
So you had a good crop of black players who played for Arsenal women in the heyday. Thing like that. So as I said, it doesn't really bother me about that photo whatsoever.
No, as I say, it just seems like a media witch hunt because it's Arsenal. They want to jump on our backs. I'm like, relax yourselves. But yeah, it is what it sort of is. What it is. But anyway, Andrew, I'll let you go back. I'll let you take over again. I apologise again for taking over.
No, that's fine.
I thought I'd ask a question because it's obviously a women's related show. It's a subject that dominates the media over here, so I thought just ask it and go over that basically. But yeah,
Angie's gone cold because she's wearing a coat now.
Because I had the window open because the kitten, the cat, it's not my cat, has jumped in the window. I leave the window open. That's another story, and that's freezing. Okay, anyway, guys, thank you so much in the chat as always. Really appreciate it.
No worries.
We'll see the guys along the airways because there's plenty of men's stuff to be done. And yeah, so tomorrow night, Ryan, you reckon you're going to do a watch along?
Yeah, about half hour before kick off, I'll go live. And
yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah. That was cool.
Really good.
And anyway, I want to say a big thank you to Seema. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah, that's brilliant. You're very welcome. Come and join us again.
Seema,
I know you'll be busy. I know you'll be busy.
I'll see you Saturday. So when you go off live, I'll tell you something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, no
okay.
We'll speak off then.
Right. Thank you so much, guys. We'll catch up very soon. Thank you.